Dear students, I, Mr. Vishal Shah, Assistant Professor, Krishna Institute of Pharmacy, Karad, welcome you all to this another session on the aromatic amines. In previous video, we have seen about the different methods used for the preparation of the aromatic amines. In this part, we are going to discuss about the various chemical properties that are shown by aromatic amines. So let's begin with this. First, before starting with this session, we are going to discuss the learning outcomes of this session. After this session, learners will be able to write different chemical properties of the aromatic amines, or you can say chemical reactions of the aromatic amines. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss about the 6 chemical properties that are shown by aromatic amines. So, let's begin with the first chemical property of aromatic amine is salt formation. Now, in case of aromatic amine, we know that these compounds are considered as a basic in nature. Due to the presence of nitrogen atom, the nitrogen atom is having lone pair of electrons, and these lone pair of electrons can be easily donated, and according to the Lewis acid base theory, aromatic amines are acting as a base. So, different aromatic amines are having capacity to form the salt when they are reacted with the different mineral or the different carboxylic acids. So, as aromatic amines are basic, they forms the crystalline salt with strong mineral acids such as hydrochloric acid or the sulfuric acid. So, here you can see this particular reaction where this aromatic amine, say for example aniline, when reacted with the hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid, you can say it will be converted into the crystalline salt, that is the aryl ammonium chloride is obtained. Here, instead of hydrochloric acid, we can use sulfuric acid also. If we use the sulfuric acid, aniline, on reaction with the sulfuric acid, it will be converted to the aryl ammonium sulfate. So, depending upon the which mineral acid we are utilizing, the salt that is formed, it will be a different. So, this is about the very simple property, that is the salt formation. Because also we know when base reacts with the acid, it leads into the formation of the salts, and the salts are generally water soluble in nature. So, the salts that are generated from aromatic amines, they are also water soluble in nature. Then next chemical property that we are going to discuss about the aromatic amines is alkylation. Now, alkylation is nothing but the addition of alkyl group that we know. So, primary aromatic amines react with alkyl halides. Alkyl halides are used to carry out the alkylation reaction. So, primary aromatic amines on reaction with alkyl halides, they are converted into the corresponding secondary and tertiary amines. So, here we will get the mixture of secondary and tertiary amines. So, primary aromatic amines are converted into the secondary amines, and further secondary amines are converted into the tertiary amines. Now, whatever this mixture is obtained, the amines so formed, they react with the HX. HX means here you can say hydrochloric acid, hydrogen bromide, likewise. So, when this mixture of secondary and tertiary amines that are formed, when they react with the HX, they forms the salts, which on treatment with the aqueous NaOH gives free secondary and tertiary amines. In this way, either secondary or tertiary amines can be prepared from the primary aromatic amines by using alkylation reaction. Now, let us see this particular reaction. Here you can see this is the example of aniline, which is considered as a primary aromatic amine. This primary aromatic amine, say for example on a reaction with the methyl chloride, this is your alkyl halide, it will be converted into the secondary amine. Now what happens during this reaction? One of the hydrogen atom that is present with the amino functional group is replaced by this alkyl group, that is the CH3 group. So that here we can write down instead of NH2, NHCH3, that is obtained. Now secondary amines are also consisting of one hydrogen atom. So further second molecule of alkyl halide will react with this hydrogen atom, and this hydrogen atom is replaced and it will be converted into this CH3 group is again attached to the nitrogen and it will be converted into the tertiary amines. So two alkyl groups now present with the nitrogen atom. So this is known as the tertiary amine. Further, tertiary amines on reaction with the alkyl halide, they are further also converted into the salt, that is the quaternary ammonium salt is to be generated. So during this reaction there will be formation of the mixture of secondary and tertiary amine that is to be generated. These secondary amine and tertiary amines, they are separated by reacting it with the different HX, that is the hydrochloric acid, and which salt that is formed, this salt on treatment with the aqueous NaOH gives a free secondary and tertiary amines. In this way, this particular alkylation property is used to carry out the conversion of primary aromatic amines into the secondary aromatic amines and further secondary aromatic amines into the tertiary aromatic amines. So this is about the second chemical property. After this, third property that we are going to discuss is acylation. Previously we have studied alkylation. Here we are going to study the acylation. Acylation means it's addition of acetyl group. Acetylation of aromatic amines can be carried out by using either the acid halides as well as anhydrides. We can use acid halide, that is the acid chlorides for example, or we can use the anhydrides also. So on acetylation, aromatic amines gives N-aryl amides. Now here you can see why N-aryl is written, because you can see in this reaction this aniline, that is the primary aromatic amine, on reaction with the acid chloride, say for example, it will be converted into the N-aryl amides. So amides, you know that they will be having a CONH functional group. Now as this amide group is present on the nitrogen atom, here we are going to use as a N-aryl amides, because this aryl group is attached to this nitrogen atom of the amide, and that's why to indicate the position of the aryl group we are going to use this term, that is the N. It may happen that this aryl group may be present on this particular CH3. So to differentiate between the position of aryl group, whenever there is a presence of the substitution at the end, we are writing as a N-aryl amides. Also similar reaction can be carried out by using the acetic anhydride. So aniline on reaction with the acetic anhydride, it will be converted into the N-aryl amides. So in this way N-aryl amides are prepared by using acetylation reaction. Further, next chemical property that we are going to discuss is reaction with aldehydes. Now this is also one of the important property, because due to the reaction of aldehydes with aromatic amines, they give the imines, and these imines are nothing but the Gibbs bases. Now this is the particular reaction for the reaction with the aldehydes. So aniline, that is the primary aromatic amines, on reaction with the aldehyde, here this hydrogen atom, that is the H2, will combine with the oxygen, which leads into the formation of the H2O as a byproduct, and this carbon atom is double bonded to the nitrogen atom. In this way this imine functional group is obtained, that is the N, or you can say carbon double bond nitrogen atom is nothing but the imine, and this particular compound is known as the Gibbs base, where when aromatic amines are reacted with aldehydes, which leads into the formation of the aromatic imines, this particular functional group is known as the Schiff's base. In this particular case, water is formed as a byproduct. So many drugs are there where this particular reaction is useful because many of the compounds are consisting of imine as a functional group. So if we want to prepare the imines, we have to carry out the reaction of amino functional group with the aldehydes. Here we can use aromatic aldehydes also. Due to the use of aromatic aldehydes, we can introduce another aromatic or aryl group to that particular molecule, and that's why aromatic aldehydes can also be utilized in the preparation of the Schiff's bases. Further, next property that we are going to discuss is carbylamine reaction. Now this is the specific and name reaction for the primary aromatic amines. Primary aromatic amines reacts with the ethanolic potassium hydroxide and chloroform to form a carbylamines. Carbylamines are nothing but the isonitriles, and they will be having a specific odor. So this particular reaction is useful for detection of the primary aromatic amines. Secondary and tertiary aromatic amines does not form the carbylamines. So this particular reaction is also used as a differentiation tool for the primary aromatic amines, secondary aromatic amines as well as the tertiary aromatic amines. Now what is this carbylamine? When aniline is reacted with the chloroform in presence of the potassium hydroxide, it will be converted into the carbylamine, that is the C, and this functional group is nothing but the carbylamine, and this particular functional group is having this specific odor, and that's why this particular reaction is used as a differentiation tool for primary aromatic amines, secondary amines and the tertiary aromatic amines. So this is about the carbylamine reaction. Carbylamine is just benzene and CN is nothing but your carbylamine. Now next property that we are going to discuss is a reaction with nitrous acid. Now this particular property is also one of the tool where we can differentiate between the primary aromatic amines, secondary aromatic amines and the tertiary aromatic amines. In carbylamine reaction, the secondary and tertiary aromatic amines does not react, so that we can't differentiate between the secondary amines and tertiary amines. But by using this reaction, one can differentiate between the primary aromatic amines as well as secondary as well as the tertiary aromatic amines. Now how? Because when primary aromatic amines are reacted with the nitrous acid, they undergo the diazotization and they give the diazonium salts. Means these three compounds, that is the primary, secondary, tertiary aromatic amines, gives different products on reaction with the nitrous acid. Now we know that the nitrous acid is nothing but it is prepared by reaction of HNO3 with sodium nitrite, which leads into the formation of HNO2, which is known as the nitrous acid. Also, this reaction gives important tool to carry out the differentiation between the aliphatic primary amines as well as the aromatic primary amines, because aliphatic primary amines do not form the diazonium salt, due to which this particular reaction gives the differentiation between primary aromatic amines as well as the primary aliphatic amines. This is the, for example, reaction aniline on reaction with the HNO2. Just I have splitted that HNO2 into HONO, so that first there will be formation of this particular diazonium salt will takes place. Another nitrogen atom is bonded to this nitrogen atom. Then secondary aromatic amines undergo N-nitrosonation. So here you can see, instead of formation of the diazonium salt, there will be formation of nitrosoamine will takes place, while tertiary amines undergo the C-nitrosonation. Means instead of reacting with the nitrogen atom, they will react with the carbon atom. In this way, this particular reaction is used to differentiate between the primary, secondary and tertiary amines. Now this is the exercise for you. You have to go to this particular link, use password and give the answer for the question.